My wife and I were in the living room and we were just kind of cruising Facebook and chit-chatting. And she said, have you seen this? It showed some of the unconscionable violence that an over-militarized police force was willing to exert on an unarmed civilian population. And not on my fucking watch. And I went and I looked and I saw more. And I said, baby, I gotta go. And she started crying and she said, all right. I had to go brush dust off a gear that I haven't touched in 7 years. Every time I looked for my rifle, I remembered that now my weapons aren't explosives and rifles. My weapons are my heart and my words. And so that's why I'm here. I was a senior in high school when September 11th happened. And that's the day I started my enlistment process because I wanted to fight for right. I wanted to fight for democracy. Even though I joined to be a soldier, I was forced to become a mercenary. And I was fighting for big oil. I was fighting for the military-industrial complex. And I feel like my honor was stolen from me. And this is my chance to take it back.
I felt compelled to come up here because, I hold nature and civil liberties sacred. I drove up here from St. Louis. I wanted to come up here and take a closer look, kind of get the first-hand account of what's going on and relay as much of it to people back home as I can. It feels good, man. It's really cold for me. I guess it's not for them.
Have you done anything like this before?
I've never done any activism whatsoever. No, this is my first time. I didn't go to war 3 times to see this happen to my own people on my own soil.
We trekked up here, up these stairs. We set up our racks, our beds, on these aisles between the seats. Felt pretty safe because the wind wasn't howling and the tent wasn't threatening to blow over. As long as people have a warm bed and basic necessities, they're not going to stand up. But when those things become threatened, they will. But waiting until the time when we don't have clean water to drink, then it's too late. The people have power. They don't recognize they've given up their power.
I heard about the meeting where Wesley Clark Jr. apologized to the Native elders, and I understand it. I understand the injustices we've done. I have veteran friends that are upset by it. I think his intentions were good. If we can do some small amount of atonement, some small amount of apology, I'm behind that. None of us vets would have known to stand if the Lakota hadn't been standing for years. It was their victory, not ours. When the announcement came, this Native grandmother came up with tears in her eyes, and it humbled me and it honored me when she held me and cried and thanked me. I'm gonna tell my daughter about that when I get home. And to follow that up with being welcomed as a nephew and as a warrior of the Sioux Nation, I've got a new unit to fight for.